This is the FFR Trading Market Minute. Again, the daily candlestick chart of the SPY, the ETF for the S&P 500. And we've come down. We've taken out that second target here. Like I said, unless they got back above, as the RSI had closed above its moving average here, we would have needed to take out the high here on Wednesday. That was the March 5th. They weren't able to do that, right? And I said they're probably going to retest this support here, which was another downside target. If they get through that, here's the final target. I would see this is the final target. When I say final target, before we get a bounce. So the S&P is already down about 10%. Don't have that far to go before we get into that level. The RSI has crossed back below its moving average here. So whatever the low ends up being today, if that low gets taken out tomorrow on Friday, then I'm guessing we should hit the top of this target maybe by the end of the week here, maybe on Monday, maybe get some kind of gap down or something into that area here. If that does happen, we'll start probably to get the RSI in an oversold position. It might have to come closer to the bottom of the range to get that in oversold. We'll see, and if that's the case, then that's an area, again, like we should expect some type of bounce. But this is the area I expect. If the market comes down here, we should get some, starting of a turning point back to the upside. We've pulled pretty far away here from the moving average. And like I said, as price moves away from that moving average, it comes back to it. Right, moves away, comes back to it. Same for the, below. When it drops below here, it comes back to it. All right, you see that over and over again. So we got pretty extended here, it comes back to it. All right, now this moving average obviously is a moving average. It moves with price. So this will continue to come down here as we get lower prices. And so, it'll converge together with the price. Having said all that, I do want to look at the monthly chart, right? Because the monthly chart, remember, we were saying we were expecting that the buyers were weakening up here. So remember, on our monthly chart, I was pointing out the monthly divergence. So the S&P continued to make higher highs, but the oscillator here, in this case the RSI, continued to make lower highs, and that's bearish divergence. And you're going to see this, especially on the monthly chart. You'll see this before market crashes and corrections, where you get that bearish divergence. All right, so we were expecting, as I was saying, on the monthly chart, the buyers are starting to lose steam up here. This is the evidence of that. There's obviously a lot of other factors involved. The Buffett ratio telling us the market is extremely overvalued. The Shiller PE ratio was also something telling us the market was the PE of the S&P 500 was extremely overvalued. So all these things kind of coming together, both technical and fundamental indicators, telling us that, if you are long the stock market, it was time to start protecting your downside, buying your puts, putting your stops in. Now, having said that, if we, take a little bigger picture look of the monthly chart here, obviously this is just a 20-period moving average here. We are still above the 20-period moving average. This is still bullish here, even though we've got about a 10% pullback in the S&P in the bigger picture, right? So everything kind of in context here. The RSI is come down. It's not oversold yet. Probably would get oversold if we do come down to this 20-period moving average. I would put the S&P down around 526, 527 area, at this point. If that does happen, then the monthly chart would be oversold. The last time we really saw the monthly chart get oversold was here. And you see what happened. We had a nice another bull leg that ensued there. So if we see that might be a good buying opportunity at that point. Not a ton of economic data set for next week, but some important pieces: retail sales on Monday, and then the big Fed interest rate decision on Wednesday, with the press conference to follow at 2:30. Hope that helps. Have a great rest of your trading week. We'll see you back next week in the FFR Trading Market Minute.